Ladies and gentlemen, isn't just a dark day on the Martin Dreyfuss show? No light news about DeSantis and Disney. No fun haha stuff. Just major steps back in women's civil rights. We've watched the video outlining the overturning of Roe versus Wade, the essential precursor to half of our states at least probably banning abortion, precursor to a bunch of women literally accidentally killing themselves trying to give themselves an abortion, and a precursor for, again, a more divided America. I want to watch the protests. I love watching the protests. Because time and time again, it shows how much we try to speak up for ourselves and for our country. And time again, those hopes are dashed when our Congress or our president or our now Supreme Court sticks a middle finger in our face and says, take this anyway. See it all around the world. Putin does it in Russia. We do it here. Sure, Boris Johnson does it in UK. Sure, everyone does it. Because why would anyone care about their actual citizens? Man, let's just go ahead and watch this video, and then maybe I'll have some more to say later, but that's not what we're here for my rant, so.
Right now at 5, calls for an investigation into a leaked Supreme Court draft opinion indicating the justices may overturn Roe versus Wade.
Today, the court confirmed its authenticity, but stressed it is not final. Now, those on both sides of the issue of abortion as a constitutional right are rallying as concerns grow over the potential legal consequences and impact on women around the nation. Good evening, everyone. I'm Maurice Dubois.
And I'm Christine.
Women literally got off of the metro train in D.C. on their way to work to protest this. Like, this was leaked out today or last night or whatever it might have been. There was no wasted time in these protests, man. This is very serious.
Johnson anchoring from home today, and shockwaves are resonating over that bombshell draft opinion from the Supreme Court.
More than half the country, 26 states, could ban or restrict abortion if Roe.
There you go. I just want everyone to look at that. States likely or certain to restrict abortion. Arizona, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, the Dakotas, Nebraska. We had a good name for that when I was learning the states, from Minnesota, Iowa, Missouri, Arkansas. Memel? Oh yeah, his name was Memel the chef. Sorry, off track. All of that except Minnesota, Oklahoma, definitely Texas, definitely Florida, Alabama, all of it. And being that it's 26, it also shows how separated our country is as a whole. But is that really the countries, or is that legislation? That's another huge question that we got to take into account. And at what point can we as people realize that it's not our job to dictate what other people do in their lives? Whether they want to go shoot up heroin or whether they want to have an abortion, it's not our job to tell them that they can't do either of those things. It's our job to punish them if by doing so then they go rob your car or, commit crime against somebody else. I hate to say it, but abortion isn't a crime against anybody else. I don't hate to say it, it's just the truth. Sorry.
Roe v. Wade is in fact overturned. That's according to an analysis by the Guttmaker Institute, an abortion rights organization. And tonight, crowds and protesters and supporters have been gathering all day outside the Supreme Court in Washington. Barricades have been set up to keep people from getting too close to the building. We begin our team coverage tonight with CBS 2's Dick Brennan, here now with the latest. Dick.
Well, Maurice and Christine, the Supreme Court said in a statement that justices circulate draft opinions internally as a routine and as an essential part of the court's confidential work. But it's unprecedented that a draft would be leaked. Chief Justice John Roberts confirmed the leak, calling it a betrayal and adding, this was a singular and egregious breach of that trust that is an affront to the court and the community of public servants who work here.
So, as the news breaks down a little bit, does that mean that this was just somebody's opinion. They wanted to circulate it around, see what the other justices thought. And then maybe as it was gaining some traction, as maybe it was going to be brought into more than a draft, somebody leaked it probably because they were like, oh, you guys think this is going to pass? Wait till you see what the country has to say about this. And that really is a breach of trust. I do see where they're coming from. But the fact is our Supreme Court in 2022 shouldn't even be making its opinion. And the fact is a large reason this opinion's even drawn up is because the justices and the people who run our government are not in present times. They are from a older past time. They are not in tune with the now. So there's a lot that goes into this. I'm happy to see it wasn't as close to passing as it seems like it was, and I'm really hoping this doesn't get to any level of passing because that would be absolutely insane. But this is still to unfold.
Politico published a leaked draft opinion written in response to a Mississippi law banning abortion after 15 weeks. In it, Justice Samuel Alito wrote, Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. 4 conservative justices also support Alito's draft, and that would mean the possibility of a 5-4 majority vote.
Hands off our bodies!
So that's exactly what happened, is they released this draft gains traction, it might pass, somebody on the opposing side says, not here, not now, leaks it, and honestly, they did the right thing, in my opinion.
Demonstrators on both sides of the issue rushed to the High Court as soon as the news was leaked. Roe has been the law of the land since 1973, and reversing it would likely trigger social and political turmoil.
It concerns me a great deal that we're going to, after 50 years, decide a woman does not have a right to choose.
Democrats say they now want Congress to pass a law guaranteeing abortion rights.
We will vote to protect a woman's right to choose, and every American is going to see which side every senator stands.
It's important.
Wow, that is a statement. Our country, back to what I said probably in our first video today, is a joke. Supreme Court, look at them angry, stupid faces. You guys are divided from yourselves, man. Not the court from other court members. The court from our legislation to our executive branch. Everybody is divided. State from state, person from person. We're not Americans, we're separated.
To point out that this leaked opinion by Justice Alito is just a draft written in February, and opinions of the justices could still change. But Republicans expressed outrage that the opinion could be given to the press.
This lawless action should be investigated and punished to the fullest extent possible.
Chief Justice Roberts says he's launched a full investigation to find the source of the leak, which comes a few months before a final decision would be issued by the court.
It takes away from the actual decision that's going on, and that can't be overstated enough.
Constitutional attorney Andrew Lieb says the leak threatens the future of the High Court.
It undermines the entire integrity of the court, and Chief Justice Roberts, among everything else, above everything else, is all about the Supreme Court being the ultimate in integrity, where we can trust the Supreme Court, and this undermines that.
Now, any congressional abortion bill would face an uphill battle in a divided U.S. Senate. Some Democrats have again reignited calls to abolish the so-called 60-vote threshold or filibuster rule to push it through, but such a move would face bipartisan opposition. In the newsroom, Dick Brennan, CBS 2 News.
Okay, Dick, thank you.
Well, based on what the senator said, he said every single person is going to be behind it. I apologize. The inside of my nail is a little busted up here. What my distraction got to. I want to see what happens. We see our government fighting with itself. We see women losing their own rights in May of 2022. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And we already know that, so yeah.